A signal arrives first. It is picked up by a radio telescope in the Australian outback on a Tuesday at 4 in the morning local time. The astronomer on duty is the only human being awake in the desert. She assumes it is a satellite glitch, or a glitch in her own equipment, or a glitch in something she has not yet been born long enough to know the name of. She does not assume it is what it turns out to be. She logs it, files it, and goes back to her coffee. By the time the second signal arrives, 6 hours later, the first signal has been confirmed by 3 other observatories on 3 other continents. The signal is not noise. It is not a pulsar. It is not a satellite. It is a transmission, and it is not coming from anywhere inside the solar system. It is coming from the outer system, from a place the textbooks call the Kuiper Belt, except the textbooks are wrong about what is there, and have been wrong for a very long time. By the time the second sun is visible to the naked eye, the international astronomy community has been arguing about it for 2 weeks. The argument is not whether it is real. The argument is what to call it. The news networks settle on the name Nibiru, after the Sumerian word that the astronomers themselves, secretly, have been using for the past 10 days. It hangs in the wrong part of the sky, at the wrong color, at the wrong size, and it is not behaving like an asteroid. Asteroids do not break. Asteroids do not adjust their trajectory. Asteroids do not make a slow, deliberate arc that ends with mathematical precision in stable orbit around the planet Earth. Nibiru does all 3. By the time governments convene an emergency session, it is already inside the orbit of the moon. By the time the session ends, it is closer. It does not blink. It does not twinkle. It is the color of old blood. It is the size, now, of a small city. It is not coming. It has already arrived. They do not land at the United Nations. They do not land at the White House, or the Kremlin, or the Pentagon, or any of the places that the late-night news anchors had assumed all week long that they would. They land at a place that has not been a capital in 4,000 years. They land in the valley between 2 rivers. They land at the place where, according to the oldest written records in the human archive, a people once met them for the first time. They land at the place where the first ziggurat was built. They land at the place where the first writing was invented for the specific purpose of writing down the names of the ones who built it. The craft descends in silence. There is no sonic boom, no fire, no roar. It is a shape against the night sky that the human eye does not quite understand, and a sound that the human ear does not quite hear. The kind of sound you feel in the bones before you hear it with the ears. The ziggurat, modern, rebuilt from ruins, lit by the lights of the museum below, receives it the way a child receives a parent it has not seen in 20 years. They are returning to a house that was built for them. They never forgot the address. The first words are spoken on the 3rd day. The first word is spoken, in fact, into a microphone that has been set up by a combined force of every major news network on the planet. And the word is in a language that no linguist on the microphone is ready to parse. It is not Sumerian. It is older than Sumerian. It is the language that the Sumerian scribes wrote down as the speech of the gods, the language from which, by the structure of its grammar and the shape of its consonants, every other human language appears to descend. The translators recognize it before they understand it. The first full sentence takes 11 hours to render. When it does, the rendering is not in any human language. It is in a single phrase, repeated in every language the translation system supports, on every screen, in every country. The phrase is the same in all of them. The phrase is short. The phrase is this: "We made you for this." The screens blink. The phrase is replaced by another. This one is shorter. "We have come to collect." Every military on Earth activates. The response is, in the early hours, fast, coordinated, and useless. The first missile fired at the craft does not reach it. It slows, hangs in the air, then drifts, almost gently, to the side, and lands in the soft sand 200 meters from where it was launched. The soldiers nearby do not move. They cannot move. The second missile is intercepted by something that the human ear cannot quite hear, but the human body can feel a low pressure wave that drops everyone within a square mile to the ground. The tanks do not roll. The infantry does not advance. The command structure does not communicate because every person in it is currently lying on the ground, ears ringing, in the strange, deep silence of having just been told by something they cannot see that what they have been trained to do is no longer in any way relevant. The demonstration is brief. The lesson is permanent. The defense systems of the human species, after 100,000 years of building, are shown, in the space of a single afternoon, to be artifacts. The thing that has come to the planet is, by any measure that any human institution can devise, in a different category entirely. The figures that emerge from the craft are not monstrous. They are tall. They are golden. They are beautiful, in the way that the word was originally used, in the original languages, before the word was reduced by long use to mean the kind of human prettiness you can find in a magazine. They are what the word divine was coined to describe in a time when the word still meant what it had been coined to mean. They are not hostile. They are not kind. They are not anything that fits cleanly into the categories that human beings have built to sort other human beings. They are something else. And they have been away for a long time, and they have not come back to be impressed by the species they once designed. They do not threaten. They offer. They offer what they offered, the ancient astronaut theorists would say, 6,000 years ago, in the valley between two rivers when they first arrived. They offer the same arrangement: work, labor, service, the gold they came for the first time, the resources they came for, the thing they need, in a quantity that no human is in a position to count, for a purpose that no human is in a position to understand. They offer the same terms. They do not negotiate. They have not needed to. They do not appear to consider negotiation to be a category that exists. Within days, governments fall. They do not fall by force. They fall by recognition. Once a population understands, collectively, that the people who claim to protect them cannot protect them, the social contract dissolves on its own. There is no war. There is a quiet, daily choice by 8 billion individuals to no longer pretend that they live in a system of their own making. The lights stay on in some places. They do not stay on in others. The thing that returns to fill the space is older, simpler, and more efficient than democracy. it is also what was here before. Some people leave the cities, some stay. The ones who stay do not, in most cases, complain. The ones who complain are not, in most cases, heard. The arrangements that the new governors are making are not visible and are not in any of the languages that the people still speak. The languages are translating less well than they used to. The work is being described in new terms. The terms are simple. The terms are the same as they have always been. You are here to do this. We are here to make sure you do. And so, the question, which the Sumerian scribes wrote down at the dawn of writing, was never a question at all. It was a description. The Anunnaki came down. The Anunnaki made the workers. The Anunnaki left. The workers built cities. The workers built temples. The workers built the ziggurat that was a tower, and that was a stair, and that was meant to be climbed. The Anunnaki came back. The workers saw them. The workers said, in the language they had been given, in the words that had been put in their mouths, "We are here. We have always been here. We are doing what we were made to do." The Anunnaki looked at the workers. The Anunnaki, in the version the ancient texts give, did not say anything back. They had been here before. They had made this before. They had seen this before. The question, when you strip it down, is not what if they come back. The question is, what was the agreement they made the first time, when the agreement was made? Because there is only one way the people who left a few thousand stars and several hundred myths and a few small stone carvings in a valley between two rivers would come back. They would come back because the agreement was a kind of rental. And a rental, by its nature, comes with an end. What if it ends tomorrow? It will be, by every record, exactly as it was the first time. We will not, in any meaningful sense, be ready. We were not ready the first time. We are not ready now. We will be back tomorrow. New question, new answer. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you do not miss what comes next.